Then we move on to the next part. Specification number 3 states that understand that a pathogen may be transmitted, first, through direct contact, including contact with blood or other body fluids, and second, indirectly, including transmission from contaminated surfaces or food, from animals, or through the air. This section focuses on human pathogen transmission. It includes infections caused by airborne transmission, infections caused by contaminated water, infections caused by contact and feces, and infections caused by pathogens present in the bloodstream and body tissues. So, let's discuss the transmission of pathogens in detail. Pathogens can spread in several ways, and the first method is direct contact. This happens when a pathogen is passed straight from one person to another through body fluids such as blood or semen. Diseases like HIV, gonorrhea, and hepatitis B and C are transmitted in this way. Direct contact can also occur when a person comes into contact with saliva, mucus, blood, or feces that contain harmful microorganisms. The second method is indirect contact. In this case, the pathogen leaves one host and is carried to another uninfected person. This can happen through contaminated surfaces, food, or water, or even through insects that act as vectors. Examples of diseases spread by indirect contact include influenza and malaria. Indirect contact also includes situations where a person touches areas or objects that have been contaminated with pathogens, allowing the infection to enter their body. Understanding both direct and indirect methods of transmission is important because it helps explain how diseases can move through populations and why measures like hygiene, safe food and water, and vector control are essential in preventing the spread of infectious diseases. Direct contact involves the immediate transfer of pathogens from an infected person to another individual. This usually happens through the exchange of body fluids such as blood, semen, or vaginal fluids. The pathogens enter the new host's body either through breaks in the skin or through mucous membranes. This type of transmission commonly occurs during activities like sexual contact, sharing needles, or exposure to infected blood. It can also take place when a person comes into contact with saliva, mucus, blood, or feces that contain harmful microorganisms. Diseases that are spread through direct contact include HIV, gonorrhea, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C. Indirect contact occurs when a pathogen leaves an infected person and is transferred to an uninfected individual through an intermediate source. This can happen when the pathogen travels through the air, contaminated surfaces, water, food, or vectors such as insects. The new host becomes infected when they inhale the pathogens, touch contaminated surfaces, ingest contaminated food or water, or are bitten by insects carrying the pathogen. Diseases spread through indirect contact include influenza, which is transmitted through airborne droplets, and malaria, which is spread by mosquito bites acting as vectors. Indirect contact also includes situations where a person comes into contact with areas or objects that have been contaminated by germs.